Hello everybody, Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. In this video I have with me ColdBrew Gaming. How are you doing, buddy?
Hey man, I'm all good. Excited to talk with you about this new patch that's coming.
Lovely. So guys, we have the patch 2.3 that got released today. So it's gonna be live in-game tomorrow. A force close for everybody. The new so-called mercy system is live. It's an awful system, but we're gonna talk about that in a minute. We have the fusion starting most probably tomorrow together with the patch, the Halloween fusion. We're gonna cover that champion, if it's worth it for you guys to actually do the fusion, where that champion can be used in game overall for your benefits. Then we're gonna talk about the new avatars, what's the best way to farm gold bars in arena, to make sure you're putting your hand on all those 3 avatars because they look sick. Like, having all these old avatars in the game, they just make you feel awful. They're so boring, like nothing special at all in here. So I'm super excited to put my hand on some new avatars. What about you, ColdBrew?
Yeah, I'm excited about the new patch. Always when there's a patch out, you try to play around with whatever Raid decided to put out and wait, hopefully, for the next patch.
Oh, hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. So let's start quickly with the mercy system, right? Because that's gonna be like the hottest topic that we're gonna get right now. So we have mercy system activates after you summon a certain number of shards without getting a champion of a specific rarity. Once activated, the mercy system increases your odds of summoning champions of a specific rarity with every consecutive shard you summon of that type. For example, after summoning 20 void shards without getting an epic champion, your chance of getting an epic champion from void shards will increase by 2% with every shard, until you get an epic champion, at which point the odds will reset back to the default chances for that rarity. Now, the mercy system summoning chances, guys, we gotta summon 200 shards, ancients or voids to get into the mercy system. That's when it starts to kick in. So it's like you're running 200 miles with no petrol, okay, driving 200 miles with no petrol, and only after 200 miles the petrol and the engine starts to kick in. Till then you're just floated around by God knows what else, magic forces or stuff like that. What do you think about the new system of so-called mercy, ColdBrew?
I don't know, man. I think it's crazy that they put this system. I think, like we said off camera, like they put this system just to have a system. It's like 200 shards for a player who, not like us who are content creators, who maybe we buy a few more packs than usual. Like a normal person who spends maybe €20, £20 per month, it's gonna take him a couple of months to open 200 shards.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's crazy.
Indeed. I think honestly they've put it 200 shards, so it is additive, guys. So how you guys see, we already talked about the epics, how they work. So after 20 summons without an epic, it increases by 2% per shard. So you're gonna have to open quite a few to get up to the 100% chance. It's still not like you're opening 2 more, 22 and you get it. No. So other games, what they have, once you fill up the meter, so here we're not even gonna have a meter to actually have an idea. I open 190 shards. Am I expecting soon to get to that mercy system or I'm not? It's just gonna be, okay, maybe I opened them, maybe I didn't. So other games, they have a system, 100 shards, guaranteed a legendary, or 50 shards, guaranteed a legendary. Here, we gotta open 220 ancients, 220 voids to be guaranteed a legendary. Now, my opinion that this system is made, how ColdBrew said as well, just to be a system in the game. Like, probably there is a 0.5% in all the player base that open such a huge amount of shards and don't get a legendary. Like, it's super rare to open 200 plus shards and do not get a legendary. Trust me when I'm telling you that. It only happened to me once. I've been playing this game for 18 months. I've heard now and then from a different person, yeah, I opened a couple of 100, 300 and stuff like that, and I haven't got one. But I think it's just shenanigans just to be there so they can shut us up that we have a mercy system. No, what do you think about that?
Yeah, man, I think the same thing. Like they made this system, like I was thinking maybe they actually introduced it, in the game for us to see, just because Moneyball came out with that video. He came out with that video first with the information, but actually we now know that some clans actually knew about this for many months, and they were planning their summoning to wait for a specific 10x because they know, okay, we opened 100, we're gonna stop, wait for a 10x, and we're gonna open our shards then. And I don't know if they just introduce this now into the game in text, you know, for everyone to see, just because of that video, which gave it more publicity. I don't know if they did it because of that or because they were planning to do it anyway.
Diamond specified they were planning to do it, and it got introduced with this patch. So it wasn't it wasn't here before, like before as well. And it's not just me, everybody, probably you open more shards and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get one now, I'm gonna open 10 more, I'm gonna be at 150, I'm definitely gonna get one now. And you keep on going, you might get one, you might not get one, and keep on getting sucked in like in a casino, just gambling, you know. But I don't think it was in the game before. I really think they plan to introduce it now without making a lot of fuss about it, because it's not really a mercy system. They just
mercy system. Yeah, I don't even like how it doesn't show what number you're at.
I know, yeah.
In terms of shards,
that's pretty awful. They're supposed to
like how many did I open? I can't remember how many I opened. How many sacreds? How many voids since my last epic? It would be nice if it showed you somewhere, so you were okay. You're a free-to-play player, and we're like, damn, I have such a bad luck. But the number there says in 2 shards, for sure I will get an epic void. So that player might feel better.
No,
at least.
What you're gonna have to do is take your notebook up, take a pen, guys, and start writing. Today, 28th of October, I opened 2 ancients. Poof, move over, next page. 14th of November, I opened 5 more ancients. So while you're getting to 2025, you will be noticing that you open 200 ancient shards, and you're doing to get a legendary champion. So please stay hyped for it, because it's coming. So talking about this awful mercy system, let's move over to this from here, because it's not really a mercy system. It's just there to shut us up. I'm super disappointed with them even calling that system a mercy system. Let's talk about LA Gaius, the new fusion champion. Is it worth it for you guys to actually make the fusion tomorrow? Start to make it. Plan ahead all your resources, the way you spend them. Where is this champion actually gonna be useful in the game, being new player, mid-game player, end game player? So you're familiar with the champ ColdBrew, yeah? Let's dive a bit quick into the skills. We're gonna start skill by skill and talk about each skill in the game that we have here. So rarity, legendary champion, magic affinity, support champion from the undead hordes. The champion actually looks amazing. What do you think about the design, ColdBrew?
I always think this, that their design team is very good at their job. They know what they're doing. They have a thing in mind. They make it perfect, especially like a theme for Halloween. It's perfect.
Yeah,
I like their designs always. Never have an issue with that.
It definitely looks awesome. Like, even if the champion would be 100% rush, I think I would still fuse him just for the looks of it, you know? I would just do it for the looks. And now I just see he has a couple of extra hands down here, so he's like a Goro from Mortal Kombat, but a skinnier version. But yeah, he does look pretty dope.
Yeah, he looks pretty dope.
So we have his A1, Spirits of Spite. Attacks one enemy, has a 25% chance of placing a block cooldown skills debuff for 1 turn. The chance increases by 0.75%, same like the Piri system, for every 1% of HP this champion loses. So, what do you think about this skill as an A1? Block cooldown skills, 25% chance, seems low, not sure if it increases with books or it doesn't. And then increases with every 1% HP loss. You see,
it looks like, if this champion goes to almost 0, he'll have 100% chance to do it without knowing if skill books increase this.
Exactly, but then when we're gonna get to the passive, we're gonna kind of revisit a bit this. So then we have his A2, Dead Stop, attacks one enemy, puts the target skills on cooldown. If the enemy team has any duplicates of the target champion, will also put all their skills on cooldown. What about this? Like, how often you encounter, let's just say, rather than dungeons, dupe champions in something?
It's cool in dungeons, especially. Like some of the dungeons like have dupe champions in there. I want to say Faction Wars is more important than others. You know, that 3 Valkyries stage.
Oh yes,
round 2. That's very difficult for many players who don't have maybe the perfect team. So this champion might help there. So you increase the cooldown of 1 Valkyrie's, A2. It does it for all of them. It helps you pass through that wave without having stuns. Maybe that's a good use of this skill.
Absolutely. And we know, guys, Lydia is going to be the most OP champion in the game coming now with the patch, which is today. Tomorrow, we're recording the video a day earlier, so the video is going to be dropped only tomorrow.
Yeah.
Today with the patch, so the 29th. Today is the 28th, guys, by the way, just so you don't get confused here with today and tomorrow. But this champion is going to be great for faction wars. Like stage 21 on Undead is an absolute pain. So if you have no Jack, if you have no champions to run stun sets, you have no Nitrills in there, it's so hard to actually manage to pass from those 3 Valkyries on the second wave. Like this champion I think is going to be amazing for that, amazing for Dragon Dungeon, even Fire Knight, but he's the wrong affinity, or Golem for example, if you go to the second wave with the Torture Helms or whatever they're, no, not Torture Helm, Terror Beast, whatever they're called.
I think the dogs with the reflect, yeah.
Exactly, yeah, so it's gonna be good for dungeons, so it's not gonna be an awfully trash champion. If you're lacking crazily support, if you're lacking crazy gear to actually just wipe through all the waves and stuff, this champion can actually be a pretty good use, pretty good help for your team to help and sustain a bit and control the waves. Then, anything you wanna add about this skill on it, ColdBrew?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine with the skill. I really like it. Although in PvP, there's not many situations you find this useful, but there's sometimes you find dupes in there that this happens.
Definitely.
You know, yeah. So I think this champion is good overall. So you want to see the next skills?
Oh, hell yeah. Ghost Rage, guys. Attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of removing 2 random buffs. Hopefully fully booked that gets up to 100%. Then we have has a 75% chance of decreasing all enemies turn meter by 20%. Decreases enemy turn meter by a further 0.2% for every 1% of HP this champion loses. So that takes you up to 40% if I'm correct, full. So 20 from there, 20 from there, right? So of 40%. Now, you don't have a Madame Series, you don't have a Setalia, you don't have a Ray, you don't have the previous fusion we had before that's, again, removing 2 random buffs from the enemy team. It can be used towards Arena, again, for dungeons, remove the buffs that they have, Faction Wars, again. So, it has CC and Strip pretty much in the same kit. I think that's pretty good overall. I don't think he's bad at all. Now, we don't know his base stats or anything like that, but decrease turn meter, remove buffs, I think is a pretty good skill. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I really like the skill. Maybe if they did something else to first remove the buffs and then do the attack. So maybe that would be better overall in terms of his damage. I don't know his damage. He's a support character, so he might not have the damage there. But yeah, it's great to have another champion that strips buffs. Of course, you know, Madame Ceres is better because she also applies debuffs there. This guy, instead of applying debuffs, he removes turn meter up to 40%, which is cool. Although I would like to see that number a bit higher. You know, if it was 50% when he's at 1 HP, maybe it was better because we already have some even epic champions that have like 40% decrease. So Sylar has 40% decrease on her A3.
Exactly.
So he's a legendary. He's going to be a fragment summon. Make it 50% Plarium. Make him a bit stronger. That's what we want to see.
I think if it would have started directly by decreasing by 30 to 50% and then get further more from here. So take him up to like 70%, you know. Give him some CC because he hits the enemy, so he still has the chance of getting weak hits on them. So because he gets weak hits, then he's not going to actually remove the buffs. He's not actually going to decrease the turn meter because of the weak hit, you know.
Yeah, there's also the weak hit. Yeah, you're right.
And then we have the passive Spurned by Death. Prevents these champions' death and keeps them alive on 1 HP when hit by a fatal hit. So guys, I'm not 100% sure exactly what's gonna happen. Like, I hit him with my Trunda, okay? I take him down, that passive keeps him alive, but then I have another champion, my 4th champion, let's just say Trunda was just my 3rd. My 4th champion coming in and hit him again. Probably he's gonna die. I don't think he's still gonna be able to stay alive there. So then that kind of puts all this passive and kit all together down. But if by any chance he'll actually stay alive, then his A1 is gonna come in play much better, because all his HP drops. He's gonna place 100% that block cooldown skills. He's gonna decrease 100% the telemeter by 40% on the enemies, as long as he doesn't get a weak hit. But I think he's pretty solid there, no?
I don't know about that, because you know, if you read a bit further, it says if this skill prevents this champion's death, heals them by 10%.
Ah, yeah, actually.
So he will be one HP, so almost 0, but then he'll go to 10%. So it's not gonna be the maximum from A1 and A3. So he's gonna lose some, you know, telemeter reduction there. He'll lose some block cooldown skills there, chance. I mean, it's still cool that it heals him back up, but then it messes up his A1 and A3. With the idea that they were trying to do, they were trying to give an idea of this champion being, I'm 1 HP, so I'm more dangerous now. That's what they were trying to do with this champion.
Now, I think this specific skill can be used pretty good in a stall defense, but here I'm talking about Platinum Arena and Game Arena, guys. So I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with it, but the last 15-20 minutes, everybody starts throwing in a different defense for Platinum Arena. So stall defense, they're mainly defenses that they don't really win the fight, but they screw you over and they take you so much time to actually beat it that eventually you're just gonna click exit and back out of there, you know, because you don't want to spend too much time in the same fight, you know. Yeah,
you're losing like a ton of time, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's not worth it for you.
Exactly.
To stay in there, yeah.
Because in that time you get attacked probably 5-6 times, depends, you know.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna be pretty good for that. The way you counter his passive is by applying heal reduction on him. Now we have quite a few champions doing that. I'll start with Cold Heart, Crimson Slayer. I think she's placing heal reduction. There are loads of champions doing that nonsense. Honestly, a lot of champions.
Yeah, there's also, you know, Mortu Macab applies heal reduction on his A1. There's champions that apply it. Like tons of them. Even Skullcrusher applies it.
So, would you recommend people to do the fusion of this champion, even if they're early on, mid-game, end-game, thinking that in the future they might require to use this champion to actually be able to beat all their end-game content, starting with faction wars, etc.?
Yeah, so this guy will be like a fragment summon, right?
Yeah.
Fragment? Yeah, so the fragment summons so far have been relatively easy for everyone. So not too many players found it very difficult. Maybe free-to-play may find it a bit difficult, but low spenders find it easy. So maybe 10, 20 every month. Those find it easy to do these summons. So go for it if you're in that area. If it's too much for you, don't go for it, obviously. But I always say go for it and do your best to get it, because you never know who will be the next one to be OP.
Exactly.
You don't know what's coming in the Doom Tower, and it's cool to collect, you know, these unique champions.
Imagine in the Doom Tower having 5 of the same champions. How we had in campaign on the waves, guys. If you remember in Nightmare campaign, 5 Valkyries or 4 Valkyries, how many there were? On a,
I think it was 4 or 3.
Just imagine you go in the Doom Tower and you have new OP champions, enemies in there, and there are 4 or 5 of them, waves. Like, this champion is gonna become OP there. In order to control them, you won't require stun sets, etc. So that will allow to build your team way differently, play all the game differently there. So if you have a chance, I would rate this champion around an 8 out of 10 overall for content. I think is pretty solid. He's not a crush champion. He's not like Drogul or anything like that. He actually has a bit of more potential and more. He looks like he can be used in more places, to say like this.
Definitely.
Then we have 3 new avatars coming in the game, guys. Super hyped about it. I'm not sure which one is my favorite. Like, they look pretty dope. I think the middle one will still be my favorite. I don't know why. I kind of like those colors there. But the way to get a lot of gold bars. We've been doing it in gold 4. People, they started doing it in gold 3. And I do recommend you start doing it in gold 2. Do it in gold 1. It's as simple as that. Farming gold bars takes like forever. You don't want to spend 20 minutes a day just fighting. So what is everybody doing? You go to your defense guys starting on Monday after reset. Throw in there a champion. Show love to everybody, because you'll be getting love back, okay? Throw in one champion and start farming each other with one champion. Like if you're looking at my page right here, if I'm refreshing, that's all we're finding, because we are actually helping each other to farm those gold bars faster. We don't know about the prices of the avatars just yet, but I would say it would be in between 10 and 30k gold bars per avatar. What do you think about that, ColdBrew?
Yeah, I think that's the price, 10 to 30k. I don't know if they make 110, 120, 130. We'll see tomorrow, but definitely they won't be cheap.
Absolutely, yeah. So do this, and don't do it just for now, just generally as a tip. I do recommend you, once you drop lower here, people, there'll be more and more with one champion in their defense, so that will allow you to farm a lot of gold bars daily. Do both of your refills, and then you can buy one with 15 gems as well. So to do 30 fights a day is gonna take you like 5 minutes to do all 30 of them if you're like this. So that will mean a lot of gold bars for you every day. You'll be able to stack and buy all the good stuff from the bazaar as well, not just the avatars overall. You're doing it as well, right, ColdBrew? You guys were in...
Yeah.
Where are you at, right? You were in gold 3, right?
I was in gold 3, now I'm in gold 2. We all doing it. Yeah. So it's the best way to not spend a lot of time in 3v3 also.
Exactly. So by Friday and towards the end of the week, change your defense back. Start ranking up your points to make sure you don't derank. Because I've done it once and it was not fun. I had to rank back up.
Yeah.
And that week I haven't farmed at all because the fights were taking too long. Nobody wanted to keep their points low there. But yeah, guys, new patch tomorrow. Today, sorry, you know, I explained it before why we're getting confused here. Lydia, focus faction wars, focus your stuff. This champion is going to be good for faction wars, not just there, but dungeons, etc. Maybe Doom Tower, I'm not sure about that. So if you have the possibility to fuse him, do it. Get your gold bars, get your avatars on, because the old ones are just meh. And that was all for this video. Appreciate you guys watching. I will leave a link in the description. Go check out my buddy ColdBrew Gaming. Awesome dude, doing all sort of guides, crazy stuff. He's the master of the uncommons, let me tell you that. So if you want to see a lot of content with the commons champions, he's the man to go to. ColdBrew, if you want to say anything, buddy, appreciate you being here.
Always great talking to you, man. Just we're gonna see tomorrow what the patch brings us. Maybe they put something in there that they didn't say in the patch notes. They sometimes do that. So it will be a fun day tomorrow. Everyone playing with Lydia, at least from us content creators. I think everyone will get her, right?
More or less, I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, it will be a fun 1 or 2 days at the weekend. We've got lots of stuff to show you guys. Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Appreciate it again, ColdBrew. Peace out, guys, and I'll catch you all soon on another video. Take care.